Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Sag, it's a little bit late in the month, but I'm going to go ahead and get you out your, what should have been your mid-May reading. I had some things going on, which kind of stopped me from getting you and I think Capricorn's out a little sooner. But hey, let's see. There's still like about a week left in the, in May. So let's see maybe what the next week or so is holding for you, how you're going to transition into June. So we'll make it a sweet short message for you, Sag. I hope that you're doing well. We'll have your full moon coming up in about 2 weeks. So we're in the Gemini new moon today, as a matter of fact. So yeah, get ready for some big impacts and big changes. Spirit saying self-realizations too under your full moon here in the next couple of weeks. So remember, those energies start to bleed in and bleed over, and literally transits and nurture. You could be being a little bit hard on yourself right now, Sag, around what new beginnings look like, what you thought beginnings would be, just the way you thought maybe life would look in general. And it's like you're going through a lot of transitioning at this point in time. This could be jobs, this could be relationships, this could be kids, friends, family, all the things. I got the dog this way and the cat that way. I'm like, oh, my ears are going. Maybe you feel a little pulled in a couple of different directions. Too, not quite sure, you know, how to get your ducks in a row. Did you ever see that, that meme that says something like, I don't have ducks, they're not in a row. I have squirrels and they're at a rave. Like, maybe that's how you're feeling right now, Sag. Oh, who knows? Maybe that'll be the title of this video. But anyways, so yeah, oh, personal reads are open and available, by the way. And thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. I think I've said all those things so many times. 11th house community, North Node, you're moving into your destiny, Sag, if you choose to be. You know, Saturn just ended a 30-year cycle in Pisces. Or not in Pisces, but going the whole way around in the last 30 years. We've moved into Aries as of yesterday, and that's a lot of things that have happened in your lifetime. So go back 30 years. That takes us, what, to... oh hell, what is this, 25, so 95 or so? A lot of things have shifted since then. You know, where were you at that time? What lessons have you learned? What karmic expansion are you now aware of that you didn't once know? I'm going to take this. Sag, as these big astrological events are happening and things that we've never seen, you know, in some ways... Pisces sensitized. So I've seen the North and the South node both pop out. And part of your destiny here, part of your North node, Sag, is going to be to get in touch with your emotions. This is anything emotional in the last 30 years that you have made a conscious choice to not be a part of. It is the past. The past, you know, 333 here. Pisces number 12 breaks down to a 3. South node 33 breaks down to a 6. All part of 9. And then 53 breaks down to an 8. What goes around comes around. It's the opposition. It's the opposition where you fought yourself to having emotional understanding. Now, understand as well, Sag, that in the last 30 years, you know, what kind of differences did you, you know, if you were young and would have been like, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years old. Like, what do you know at that point in life, right? 30 years ago. But at the same time, it's like, what did you do as you became an adult? What were you exposed to during those younger years? You know, they say that 0 to 7 on a psychological level, and I'm no psychologist here, you know, speak to your professionals with a certification, you know. What were you trained to be? 0 to 7 is the most formidable years that we tend to have. And that's where our conditioning stems from. So what did you learn during that period? And then how did you implement good or bad decisions around self-esteem, self-growth, self-understanding, self-actualization during your most formative years? Now, for those of you that are older, say, we'll just say 60, right? My more mature Saggies, go back to age 30. What were you just experiencing? What were you just pushing through? What were you just trying to get through? What were you trying to keep your emotions out of? Where were you trying to be emotionally strong or fight the good fight, right? And just kind of think your way through things going, well, this just makes more sense. Did you ever handle the softer side of you, or did you kind of shell and cloak and try to protect, harden that shell, that knight's armor, right? Because we're taking a leap back in time, Sag, over the next, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, Spirit is giving me. So Sag full moon, Sag new moon, right? 6 months. The corners they're talking about, but they're also showing me they're showing me the corners, which to me as a human says the quarters of the year. June is the halfway point of the year. So it's kind of like Spirit's going in 3 months. So July, August, September, the third quarter of the year if you're a business person, right? Check your quarters of the year. Check in with yourself, Sag, at that third quarter, because you're going to realize around September, some of the, it's like, I don't know if you're looking at it right now going, these things have passed me by. You're going to know definitively at that point if they have or not. Okay? This is a big lesson in love. This is a big lesson in life. This is a big lesson of the heart space. And so I would say to you, Sag, with the new moon in Gemini, well, I'm not doing a new moon read, but Spirit's bringing this to my attention. Use this time to emotionalize and manifest yourself to be open to new experiences. Maybe where you were shut down before. It's like I hear the weekends, I feel it coming, right? I feel it coming. Like you may feel this coming. Trying to get a grip on every day. And mystery is like, I don't even know where the hell to begin. Look at this. Uranus, change, Aries act. Saturn and Aries. This review, right, of Pluto and Aquarius being in retrograde. This is the review of the mystery of the things you didn't understand now that things are really changing. You went out, you played, you explored. Now things are changing and we need to understand why there's not been this movement forward until now. Why there wasn't these aha, epiphanies, realizations until now. It's going to make more sense, Sag, and I do think that in the coming weeks, I really feel heavy the next 2 weeks. There may be some, I don't know. It's kind of like Eeyore kind of moments. No head down, rain cloud over your head. Like, why did it have to happen like that? Why did I make those choices? Why didn't I see? Why didn't I understand? Like, I feel like you're kind of whipping your own ass a little bit, Sag, to be honest with you, over the next coming next weeks. But it's funny because you're showing up, as some would say, put together. Like but it's like you're purging, right? Like, you're trying to purge this energy because it's so heavy. And you're realizing like there's just too much. There's too much to something. And you have to reprioritize. It's like you were prioritizing the past, being a part of a past existence that doesn't exist anymore. And it's like Spirit's trying to remind you that when you open up your heart space, and open it to yourself, Sag. That's like, this is what I have fought off internally. And I wonder why it never went anywhere. Because you never let yourself have that experience. Make sense? South Node, Spirit. For Sagittarius, end of May. South Node for Sag, the end of May. A lot of third-party energy, Sag. Too many cards. 9 of Wands, Queen of Cups. You got Taurus, Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer, and Leo out here on the board. What I'm going to say to you is that Pisces and that South Node equal to 9, and I told you that. And the 9 of Wands, the Queen of Cups comes up, Queen of Pentacles. it's weird. If you're one who has been very much invested in your stability, your obligations, being mature and responsible, whatever has happened, I'm going to say in the last 3 to 9 months, and may even show up in the next 3 to 9 months, Sag, is those roles are reversed. You don't have to worry. Like, I mean, obviously we have to pay the bills. We have to be humanly responsible, right, to survive. But on a spiritual and energetic plane, your job wasn't to be that anymore to the people around you. It was to be emotionally understanding. And that's where your ass has been whooped. The 9 of Wands, the Queen of Cups. You're still, you're trying to present yourself as, God forbid, I'm so sorry to put it this way, but emotionally intelligent. And I'm not going to say, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, I'm not saying that you weren't, but you were still leaning more into the practicality and going, well, yeah, I've done, I've given a hug, I've said I've loved you, it's like you were actioning, but I don't know that you ever felt it, or at least didn't express the feeling of. Did you let yourself, it's like asking yourself to go deep. Yes, you can love. Yes, you can care. Yes, you can be sentimental to a point, but did you let yourself go deep? The Queen of Cups goes really, really fucking deep. And that's where these wounds are. That's where you hold yourself up in conflict, is the depths of the emotion. You know, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, they live in that, right? That's where they live. You've mastered, look at this, the Queen of Pentacles, the Star. It's funny, it's like if I open up my emotions, that means I lose my sense of self. That I lose 8 of Cups. I walk away. I'm leaving behind everything that makes me feel secure. Ask yourself, Sag, what does security and stability look like to you? Is it only in means and things, only in the tangible? What about emotional security, emotional stability? The thoughts, too. It's almost like the thought became too hard, so it's like Spirit's telling you, using the word, it capsized on you. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. So some of you could have found other ways to cope with those things, right? When the emotions got too heavy, what do we do with them? Spirit is telling you, you have to confront those emotions. This opposition, confrontation, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, again, showing up. 12, so 12 is important here, Sag. 6 of Wands, 2 of Cups. Let me see something here. I feel like this 5 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles, I've already spoken about that. That is that, you know, throwing yourself into things to keep yourself distracted and out of something. Wisdom. Could be dealing with a Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer. Some of these realizations, Sag, could be coming in after divorce, a separation, a job loss. Realizing that where you've been is not where you need to be. How do I... It would be like leaving a relationship not wanting to, fighting for everything that it was, or wasn't really, to then all of a sudden realize one day that you're better off now than you were, but there was something that did try to show up for you effectively. It was the thing that would change your life, but you didn't quite see it. It didn't show up the way you thought that it would. Okay. This is where you may have moments, Sag, of deja vu that make you go back in time and go, I remember this dream, I remember this moment, I remember something about this. And now it all makes sense. It all begins to make sense from here. Moving forward for Sagittarius. You're going to have to find forgiveness, Sag, of somebody from the past. Look at this. Literally, uninvited guest, divine intervention, commitment. And then you may feel like oftentimes, Sag, that you are the one that shows up and you get left high and dry. Understand that whom was coming through this time around, it wasn't about long-term, like the commitment that was made to this person, this situation, this job, this whatever, was just to open your eyes. Either to what you were capable of or what you were deserving of. It's like they blew the whistle on self-betrayal to you. They were bold enough to say, do better. They were bold enough to tell you to do more. That all of the dreams or all of the things that you had talked about required you to be a different version of yourself. There's a lesson in that, Saggy, for you. And it's not a bad one. I want to make that clear to you. And Spirit is reiterating it to me. It's not a bad realization. If anything, you're probably going to feel like you've done yourself some injustice by not addressing it sooner. And I think we've talked about that in some of your readings in the past year and a half. It's not a bad thing, though. There is no lost time. There is no I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah, you could live in that if you wanted to. But it doesn't get you anywhere. The more you sit in that and don't adjust, the more you waste time now. That's where the time gets wasted. I hope that makes sense for you. So advice for Sag moving forward. Advice for Sag. Give. One of the best feelings we can experience is to give to others. When we do so, we feel lifted up and our lives improved greatly because of someone else's happiness. Think of one way you can give to another today. As I was reading that, here we go. Was it Kenny Rogers? Slow hand with a healing touch. Like, not so much the romantic sense, but it's just the gentle hand of, right? It's the hand that Spirit's asking you to have a gentle hand, Sag. Or to accept the patience of a gentle hand. Whatever that means, I'm not sure. It's probably going to vary for you all. And step back. Step back in order to gain perspective of why things happened as they did. Because you're going to be able to go forward soon. There's a lot around the communication. So Gemini, of course, it's okay for someone be accepting of giving to you as well. But with Gemini, that communication aspect, I said patience, things are everywhere. The communication aspect, I think, is where you step forward. Learning how to express. The expression of. The 4 corners of advice, Spirit. 4 corners of advice. Detach. And then learn to let go. Some of you could be fighting on that internal level. Counseling, therapies, life coaches, like maybe somebody telling you, hey, maybe this is what you gotta do, or you should do this, or you should try this. And it's like, no, I'm strong enough to handle it on my own. Sag, I understand that asking for help is not a weakness. It's not a weakness. If anything, it's really fucking brave. As opposed to sitting there and suffering in silence. Do know that. And for those of you that don't know, I do life coaching. So if you're struggling with something and you're not understanding it, and you feel judged or whatever it might be, you're welcome to reach out to me as well. My email and the information that you need to reach out to me is in the description box below. Okay? As well as the about section of the page. It's okay to say sometimes I don't feel like I have it together. At least on the emotional level. Like, nothing like... It's different when you can confront another person. What do you do to confront yourself? It's a different level. Huh. Yeah. Saggy, I'm going to leave it there. You will find your way through this. Be patient with yourself. I'm sending you all so much love. Again, personal reads are open and available. That information is found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.